Hi, welcome to class today. In this class, we're doing a mobility practice for pregnancy. This one is predominantly focused on the feet, ankles, knees, and the hips. So we're going to get into those areas nicely in quite a short space of time. So this is a great one for when you just don't have much time in your day, but you want to get something in. I'm really passionate about feet strength and mobility. I think it's something that is very neglected, and feet are our foundation for everything that we do. They also influence pretty much the whole rest of our body. You know, everything is connected. The health of your feet is then related to your legs, your hips, your pelvic floor. There's fascia connecting all those areas. There's nerves running between those areas. What we do with one part affects the other. So I think you'll find this really useful if you incorporate some of this practice into your training, and yeah, give it a go. All right, so props wise, I've just got a chair here for our hip flexor stretch. What I would recommend is a sturdy chair, probably sturdier than mine, but it'll do, or a coffee table and a wall. So have it propped up against a wall so it's not going to slide, because we will be placing our foot up there and placing some pressure. So I don't want you to go flying, okay? So grab that, or just have something like that organized for a bit later on. We're going to start with some pelvic floor connection. I'm going to come to the floor and do that. You're welcome to stay standing, or you could use your chair as well if you prefer. So coming down through our lunge, and I'm going to stay in a kneeling position today on the floor. So let's just try and relax the body, relax the face, relax the shoulders away from the ears, hands are relaxed, belly is soft. Let's breathe in, expanding through the belly, the side ribs, and the back. Everything's moving out together. And relaxing. Inhale. As you inhale, feel the pelvic floor moving down. Exhale. Inhale. Really think about the side and the back ribs too. Exhale. Beautiful. Rocking over onto all fours. And here we're going to do a little bit of core connection. So inhale again like we just did. Exhale, hugging bum back towards you. And inhale, release. Exhale. You can incorporate a little bit of spinal flexion. Inhale, release. One more time. Inhale, prepare. And release. Rocking back onto the knees. We're going to do 3 pelvic floor activations, just nice and gentle. If you know that you are someone with pelvic floor tension or hypertonic pelvic floor, then you're not going to do the contractions. You're just going to focus on releasing and lengthening on the exhale instead. Otherwise, inhale, diaphragmatic breath. Exhale, lift and squeeze through the pelvic floor. Imagine there's that string running up through your head and lifting the muscles around. And inhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, lift and squeeze. And release. Full breath. Inhale, last one. Exhale. lift, squeeze, and release. Full breath, focusing on lengthening and relaxation through the pelvic floor. Soften and release. Beautiful. So just a few short little activation drills there. Now we're going to move into our foot mobility. So coming back up to stand, what we're going to do first is just rock the weight forward into the toes and then back into the heels. So heels will lift as you rock back, toes will lift. Forward and back. You have a little bend through the knees here. Forward and back. Nice. Now we're going to go side to side. So you're going to, feet will be doing sort of opposite things here. Rolling onto the outside edges and inside. Well, they're doing the same thing. What I mean is moving in the opposite direction. Onto the outside edges, inside edges, outside. So knees come together, knees come apart. Again, there's a little bend through the knees here. Apart. And we're working on the feet primarily, but notice how nothing is really isolated. This is working the whole body. Whole body is moving here. The hips are working, the legs are working. My legs already feel a bit tired from this. We're getting a lot out of this, but we're focusing on our poor abandoned feet that don't get much love in the movement, you know, in our exercise regimes usually. Okay, so now grounding down through the left foot. I want you to come up onto the ball of your right foot. So as much as you can, think like Barbie foot, like right up onto the ball of the foot. If that's like just super uncomfortable and impossible, then you can have the heel a little bit further down, but really try to come up onto the ball of the foot. Now we're going to squat down and come back up. Squat down and back up. Down, staying right up on the ball of that foot as much as you can. And just being really mindful when we're moving is so important, because even I just noticed then, I'm not mindful, then my body just wants to come down. It's more comfortable like that. So of course it wants to take that path of least resistance. Now we're going to hold down in this little mini squat position. And here I want you to open out that knee and hip and bringing the weight down into the pinky toe side of your foot. It might feel a bit uncomfortable, especially we have the ankle at a bit of a weird position, but we're not putting too much load on it. Now the knee comes towards the other knee and we're putting weight down through the big toe side. Opening out and closing. And again, we're trying to stay as much on the ball of the foot as possible. In and out. In and out. Now I want you to hold in that out position. So the knee is out, the weight is going down through the pinky. Try and lift the heel a little bit more. Maybe you can sink a little bit further down into the squat. It's quite uncomfortable, but just really focusing on that sensation coming up through the outside of the foot. Obviously, if it's sharp pain, then that's too far, okay? That's causing shooting or sharp pain. Now we're going to bring the knee closer to the other knee. So big toe now has the weight through it. And again, maybe you can sink down a little more. Lift the heel a little bit more. And breathe. When I first started doing these, my nervous system would have a huge reaction. I would go bright red and feel really sweaty, and I'm not doing that much movement, so it doesn't explain that reaction, but my nervous system was really responding to these unfamiliar movements. Okay, back to the middle and bring it up and give the foot a little bit of a shake out. Whew, a little bit of a roll out. Okay, other side. We're going to come up onto the ball of the left foot, ground down through the right. And we're starting with those little squats, just up and down. Really trying to stay on the ball of the left foot and keep that left heel lifted as much as you can. Nice. Down. Okay, we're going to hold down in that mini squat. Let's open the knee, bringing that weight into the pinky. And just feel that awkward angle through the ankle. It's great to train these awkward angles and awkward ankles to familiarize our joints with those different positions. And now in, knee towards the other knee, drop down into that big toe. It's really good for injury avoidance, these strange positions. And now open and close. Open and close. Trying to keep the heel lifted. Mine's trying to sneak down and close. Let's hold in that open position. Drive down through the pinky. Close. Drive down through the big toe. Nice. Sink a little lower. Lift the heel a little higher. Back to the midline and lift. Give it a little shake again. Shake both sides, have a little walk around, get the blood flowing back into the feet. Okay, top of the foot. So grounding down through the left foot again, and now we're going to tuck the foot back so you're on the top surface of the foot. Okay, this one can be pretty intense for a lot of people, myself included. So you might already be like, woo, I can feel that. If that feels okay, we're doing the same thing. We're down and up. Little squats. Okay. Nice, little bit more. Down and up. And now we're going to hold down just as much as you can. It might be the tiniest bit. Okay. Breathe, nice and steady. And now open to the pinky toe side. Woo, that's tight. Knee comes back towards the midline and weight down through the big toe. Let's move through those positions. Out and in. If this feels really uncomfortable on the top of the foot, you can have a bit more padding as well. So a towel or something under there can make it a little bit more doable. Let's hold in that out position. Press down if you can. In to the big toe side, press down. And come back up. Give that foot a shake. Wriggle the toes. Other side. Ground down through the right, over onto the top of the left foot. Okay, just hold there, get used to that. It's quite intense. And then add down and up. Down and up. Down and up. And we're going to hold. Hold in that little squat position. Woo. I'm here with you. I haven't done these in a little while, and yeah, I remember why I need to do them. Okay, out to the pinky toe side and down. Big toe side and down. Let's move through those two positions. In, out, in, out. Let's move out and hold. Press down. I'm getting this amazing stretch right outside the outside of my ankles. Very nice. Breathe. And back. Big toe. And down. Nice. Back to the midline. All the way up. And shake it, shake it. Get the blood back in there. Woo. All right, let's leave the feet alone. We have our hip flexors and then we're done. So this is where you'll need your chair, your bench, whatever you're using. And look, I'm gonna do it this way. What do they say? Don't try this at home. So I'm not having a backing, something for it to push against, just so I can show you what I'm doing. But please have it against a wall. I'm willing to take the risk, but I really don't want you to do it. Okay, so I'm going to put my left foot up onto my chair. You might want to step back. You might want something for balance here too. So you could use your stick, broomstick, if that's what you use for our stick drills, or have a wall close by too for balance. So we're going to coming into a lunge position here. I want you to keep this back foot grounded down on the floor, so we're not coming up onto the ball of the foot. Keep it grounded down, and that might mean that you need to bring the front foot perhaps slightly onto the edge of your surface. You might not be able to have it completely flat onto the chair or the table. So here, hips are square to the front, and then we start lunging in. Okay, you can be quite wide here, so have, you know, quite a wide foundation for yourself and room for belly as well. Start to come down. Keep that tuck through the tail. It's actually a lot easier in this position than on the floor to keep that tail tuck, you know, rather than getting this back extension. So we're being mindful of that though. Coming down. Can have the hands here. Already you might feel, I already do feel, a stretch through my hip flexor. So we want those toes not too turned out, or that will turn the hip, but you can have them slightly if straight forward doesn't feel quite good. Quite good. Good English. Okay, keeping that tuck a little bit further, and then see if you can straighten that right knee, which should give you a nice stretch through the quad as well. And my calf is super tight today as well. Option then to raise the right hand overhead. You could even take a slight gaze up at the ceiling. Breathing nice and steady. You might be able to come a little bit further in and get a bit further stretch in that back foot, back leg. 2 more breaths. And pressing all the way out. Ooh, stepping down. So you can hang out there for longer. We're just going to do a short one on each side today. But pretty intense for me today. So yeah, keen to hear how you get on as well. Let's switch it over. Right foot up, just getting taking a bit of time to set up properly. It's really important. So foot onto your prop and hips square. Feet, that back foot nice and flat on the ground. And now we'll start to lunge in. Hips square. And hips wanting to turn out. Yours will probably as well. So it makes it easier. The body's clever. We're here, square the hips, keep the tail tucked. Straighten the back leg. Keep the breath going. Really important not to breath hold. Check for tension in the body. And now option to lift that left arm if you like, but keep the chest face forward. And on an exhale, you can try come a little deeper. Left leg is straight, stay straight. Perhaps gazing up slightly. Two more breaths. And pressing all the way out, coming off your prop. Oh, nice. Let's shake the hips out a little bit. So grounding down to the left foot, right foot in front, open out through the hip and then close. Open out, close. Nice, and then see if you can just shake a little bit in those positions. Open, close, open, close. Nice, switch it over. Right foot down, left open, close, open, close, and then shake it. Nice. Oh, I made me puffed. And shake. Beautiful. All right, we'll leave it there today. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.